Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. Today I'm going to do one of my favorite types of videos, and it is a watch video. Now this video is my first video on a GShock watch, and I actually just got into the GShocks probably maybe a month ago, maybe a little less. So I've been doing a ton of research, and when I want something, I do a ton of research before I buy anything. And the more I looked into the GShocks, which I had kind of written off in the past, they were just not my thing. They're huge, bulky, ugly. That was my previous take on them. Kind of like how people think of Invictas. They always think that they're big and ugly and copying a little bit. But for GShocks, I just thought, man, those are so big. I don't have that big of wrists. They're like 6.5, 7-inch wrists. Like, how am I going to fit a GShock on it? And then I came across these, the CasiOaks. And these piqued my interest. When I saw this, I was like, hold on a minute. That looks so good. Like, this is a GShock for real? This is that durable? Like, I could run this over with a truck and probably be okay. But yeah, when I saw these, I was like, I have to have them. So I got a pink one for my girlfriend, got a white one for myself. They're, I think, $100. Yeah. So I saw this one. This one's usually not in stock. This one sells out pretty quickly, this pink one. The white one's almost always in stock. But here's a pro tip. If you're looking for one of these, check every Friday. It seems like Friday morning, midday, they restock these. And if you're looking for one, I'm telling you, that's the day to get it, because I've been checking every single day for like 3 weeks now. Anyways, just to quickly gloss over these, because I know you guys are going to ask. This is a Garmin Fenix 6S Pro Solar. It's like $600 or $800. I don't know. I wear that when I work out. Invicta, my first kind of luxury watch or introduction to watches. People that hate on Invicta, don't hate on them, because they kind of got me into the hobby. And then of course I got a Rolex Yachtmaster and an Omega Seamaster. This was pretty much my grail watch. Only like a $5,200 watch, but it just looks so good. I'll put it up close for you guys. It just looks so stunning. So I went to my authorized dealer. I was like, let me see that. And I immediately bought it. Always negotiate a deal on these though. You can usually get like 15-20% off. Anyways, off my tangent, back onto watches. I started researching these CasiOaks, and I saw how cool they were, how durable they were, and also how cheap they were. I mean, $99. So why not just buy a couple? So I've worn it like once, this one here. It doesn't fit my wrist exactly right. I think I have to break it in. This part just, I don't know if it's just too small for my wrist. It looks really cool, but those are not my favorite. I thought they were going to be my favorite, but I really went for this one. And this is actually my favorite GShock. But let me talk more about this one. So this one here came in this box from Japan. I bought this off of Amazon, but this is a Japanese domestic market product. So let me figure out how to open it again. I tried to put everything back in it. But yeah, these come with this little band on it that says Multiband 6 and a bunch of Japanese writing that I can't read. They also come with a tag. So this is the GW-M5610BA-1JF, which means Japanese. I guess that's the price, 22,000 yen. I paid $178. So it's probably more than that, but I don't care. I wanted it, and that's how much the going price is. It's obviously G-rated, 20 bar water resistance, the illumination, blah, blah, blah. It's got a bunch of stuff I'll go over in a second. So this is just what it comes in the box, in case you were wondering if you got a fake or not, but I don't know how many of these they're faking these days. So this is a real one. So let's close this back up so I don't mess it up. Very nice little box. I'll put that away better later. Here it is. It's kind of hard to do this behind the camera, so let's take this off and take a look at the watch. And every time I look at this, I just get happy. I don't know why. I've got thousands of dollars of luxury watches in this box, and yet this is my favorite watch right now. It was $178. Now this is a Japanese domestic market product, which means they don't really sell it here in the States unless you get a reseller or someone that imports it. So it's slightly more exclusive. It's got the typical GShock Square look, just as protection GShock in very nice baby blue colors. It's got a very nice positive dial, which I am a fan of. It's also got a light blue hue or tint to the LCD display itself. So it's not just a boring positive display. It's actually got a little bit of a blue tint, which kind of makes it stand out a little bit more on the wrist, which I like. It's also got that blue kind of interior coloring around the dial, I guess you would say, around the time in there. You guys can see there's some blue. It just looks so good. And it's not in your face or anything. It's not even that big on the wrist. My wrists are not huge, and this fits perfectly. It's tough as nails. The band is super comfortable. So is the backing on it. I actually have almost no complaints. I can't really think of a complaint right now off the top of my head. It's a super affordable watch in my opinion. Of course, everyone's budget varies, but $178 for something that's both solar and multiband 6 and looks this good, I mean, come on. Now, I can't say that, GShock Squares are, super ultra fancy, pretty to look at like an Omega, but there's just something about them that just draws me in every time I look at it. But yeah, my favorite features are definitely the solar, which I've been testing out a lot because it was on medium battery when I first got it, and now it's up to high. I left it in my windowsill for a whole day to keep it up at high, and it's been there ever since. The atomic radio frequency is amazing. Every single day I wake up and it says received right there. So I know that it's got the most accurate time possible. This is not a smartwatch, which I love. It does not have Bluetooth, which I love. I know G-Shock sells some with Bluetooth, but no, I don't need those Bluetooth waves pulsing through my body. This is enough. I also don't want an app connected to my watch. I just want a nice watch that reminds me of the good old days back when things were simpler, and this does it, except this has so much technology in it. So let me just quickly go over some of the functions. Right up here in the top, RCVD, that means received the signal in the past day. And you can press this button down here to see when it got it. So it says get 12:05 and 8:27. So it received a signal at 12:05 a.m. and set itself exactly correctly. So the time is always right. Now you do have to set your time zone. So I set mine New York City. So that's that. Then you've got PS under that. That's power save mode, which means when you set it down like this or something for overnight, between 60 and 70 minutes, I think it says in the manual, it will turn off the display. All the functions keep going, but the display turns off at night so that it doesn't waste battery, which is awesome. Then you've just got the PM indicator right there. Friday, which is day of the week, 8:27, month and day. And then 7:19, that's the time with the seconds. And then DST, which means daylight savings time, which we are currently in. Now I've also got mine set to automatically switch in and out of daylight savings time, which is awesome. I believe it does that with the atomic clock, but correct me if I'm wrong. Then we've got A.EL, which is auto illuminescent or whatever they call it for the backlighting. You really cannot see that. I've got so many studio lights in here. But the illumination is pretty good. AEL means when your wrist is like this and you pull it up at night when it's dark, it'll light up the screen for a second so you can read the time. Now, unfortunately, it's only 1 second or 1.5 seconds of illumination. I wish we could switch it to 3 seconds, especially on a solar model, since you don't have to worry about the battery as much. But that's what the AEL means. The auto illuminate means when you roll your wrist up, it will show you the illumination. And it uses the solar module to tell if it's dark or not. So if you're in a sunny environment, it's not gonna shine that illuminator unless it's dark. So very good use of technology there. And then down here, you can see it's on H right now. That means high battery. Snooze, alarm, and signal. So hourly chime is a signal. Don't have that on. Alarm, I don't have that on, or the snooze alarm. And then around the dial, you can see it says Tough Solar. So that means it's got solar power. Multiband 6, which is for the atomic clock. And yeah, that's it. So since this is the Japanese model, it's a little different than the ones you would get in the United States, the 5610s. It's the color, the blue here, the blue hue LCD, I should say. And then the band color, it's kind of a shinier black. It's a shiny matte black, if that makes sense. And around this too. The ones in the United States, the red ones with the red accents, those have more of a matte feeling and color, I think. But regardless, I wasn't sure if I would like this glossy matte look, but I really do. It looks and feels great. And then the buckle here, some people complain about this. I don't really care. I think it looks fine. And it's super easy to buckle. And I keep mine 6 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like my watches a little looser. So that's just how I do it. But yeah, this watch is not too thick at all. It's not too big. It is pretty much just right. I'll put it back on here just so you guys can see it. So 6th ring right there, if I can get it. I'll just push this under. And here is how it looks on my wrist. I think it looks amazing. So it is the most functional watch that I have, I think. I literally don't have to worry about it. It's always the right time. It's always got charge. It's tough as nails. I can hit it on anything and I don't have to worry. It's just a nice watch. And it's not a beater watch. I know you might think that I'm going to call it a beater watch because it's so cheap compared to the other watches. I take just as good care of my daily watches as I do anything else. So makes no difference to me. I don't really like when people call them beater watches. I understand they just mean daily, but it just makes it sound bad, like you're beating up your watches. But I try to keep all of mine in good shape, regardless if it's a $5 watch or a $10,000 watch. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this watch. I've been having so much fun with it, just wearing it. And I've gotten a couple looks from people, so I know that people notice it. Probably not as many looks as wearing something like an Omega, but watches are all about what they make you feel, not other people necessarily, unless you're into that, but hey, to each their own. But I do plan to have videos going over these CasiOaks here as well, so if you want to see more about these, I plan to buy a couple of the big boys, the normal sized CasiOaks, not these woman sized ones, pretty soon. What I really want is the Asian model of this one. It's the male size, so it's a little bigger, but it's white but with a black dial, and it looks so cool. But I'm just waiting for it to come back on sale. I check every day on Casio's website. So I'll be buying more of these. You'll see more on this channel. If you're a watch geek, be sure to subscribe. I think we'll have a lot of fun here. So I'm going to go back to enjoying this G-Shock, and I'll probably film these 2 videos coming up very soon, so stay tuned. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you want to pick this one up, I'll link it down below from Amazon, from where I got it. So if you want to pick one up, that's a good spot. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.